So during the pandemic, all of our gigs had been canceled in March. March of 2020. We had a lot lined up that year, but it got canceled, and we decided to, when we could, make the best of that year. We started recording. We got more recording equipment. We got more serious about that. But then we discovered Twitch, which was a gaming. Most people are doing, live streaming gaming on there. And there were some musicians, most of them EDM. But suddenly lots of live musicians went on to Twitch to earn their living. And we started performing. So, first it was just for 3 people, so you're live streaming. A lot of people were doing Facebook Live for a few months, but that petered off. And we just kept getting more followers and more subscribers. And the cool thing about it is they're all over the world. So we've made even friends with some of them. Some of them have come to visit and guest star on our stream from Canada and Pennsylvania. One of our moderators on our Twitch channel was a dear person, a huge fan, is in New Zealand. We never met her, but in real life. And he's got a wonderful trained voice. So
Can you do Joe Pesci?
Oh, sure. Okay. So, wait, hold on. Funny how? Funny like I'm a clown? I'm here for you?
They treat it as a doctor's appointment. That they just...
I'm not coming
That's an interesting
today.
way.
It's
That's
okay.
a good way to put it. And I'm this is our job. What are you doing? We're musicians. You show up.
Consistency in this.
You commit.
In this industry, if you want to call it an industry, I don't like that word, but it is what it is. This game. Anybody who knows anything knows that consistency and dependability are very valuable.
Absolutely.
Ago, it's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know.
So yeah, we got Nate and Barbara. The Repressions are here. Oh my God. I just want to start off by saying y'all both look really cool. I like your outfits, stylish as hell. Seriously. Let's get right into it though. Why the Repressions?
You mean like the name?
Yeah.
I would say it's kind of like a little tongue-in-cheek, because our music is very much about expression and emotional freedom, and repression is the opposite of that. So it's a little bit kind of like a...
Oxymoronic?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, what word would you describe it?
And so you could also say that we're all the product of repression. So when these emotional bursts come out, it's because we're sort of living in a way that's not natural to being human. We're always taught to keep it down, keep it still, just don't express yourself.
Right.
That be appropriate, and that's what happens when you are repressed too much. You have to get it out.
Wow. And you both are a couple, right? Mm-hmm. When did you guys meet? And how did you guys meet?
That was about 8 years ago. We've met for the first time at an open mic right here in Astoria. It was actually at Shillelagh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where we met you.
Yeah.
And, we were friends at first, and then, gradually one thing led to another. And being musicians, we were like, oh, we should totally, work on a few songs together, because, as you do. And, we just got to know each other better, and we realized, we just so many things in common, and,
shared
love
values.
bloomed. So.
Wow. That's amazing. You don't normally hear people coming together, especially creating together and just going through life, right? Life can be very difficult.
Sure.
How has music evolved within your relationship?
We share a lot of the same values. We have different styles of songwriting, and I've changed the way we write songs because when we do it together, you can see it. You were saying. You sort of trace the the story a little bit. We don't write love songs per se. We write about issues and all sorts of things, but there is love present in it. We want to make sure we're not interrupting each other.
No, don't worry about it. When making certain decisions, right, and being in a relationship, you guys have to come together. How has music impacted those decisions in life? You know what I mean? like that has it. I feel like you guys probably grew a lot of patience in general with life, because dealing with people, right, is difficult. A man and a woman are two different things, you know, and we come together and we make magic, we make disruption, we make you know, all the emotions, and to put that in also music, I can't imagine how impactful it is within your relationship as well. And like, I just want to know how you make it happen. You know,
No, it's been
is there arguments? Is there like when making, especially music, right? You want this to last forever. So is there? You said you had different writing styles. Like, is there moments like, no, I want it to be said this way, or I want it to be said that way, and you know, like, how do you break that down? How do you just have that end product?
Yeah, we live together and we work together, and that's not easy for any, you know, for any couple.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, you know, it's been 6 years now. You know, we learned more to communicate, to be calm, to present things, you know, with careful language, and not take it, not. It's and we try to act professional when we are working on the band, as though we were speaking to another bandmate. You know, which is funny because the musicians often act like they're couples anyway. If you're in a lot of people say, like, if you're in a band, it's like you're in a relationship with 4 people, and it's a constant process. We have to work on it a lot, you know. And we will disagree and grump, but we usually know when one of us is getting grump, you know, and we try to nip it, you know, and talk about it right away and correct ourselves. What would you say?
I mean, I would say the same skills that come to bear in a relationship, it's like the same thing. You know, like, you try to have respect as much as possible. You try not to let, if you're feeling a strong emotion, you try and, you know, show respect. It's not, you want to express yourself, but you also don't want to be rude or, you know, lashing out in a moment of difficulty. I mean, any relationship has these moments. And so if we're working on music, we need to be diplomatic. We need to be professional in a way, because this is our profession. And even though we're living together and we're going side by side, like, it really helps to have these kind of like guidelines, like, you know, this is how we approach songwriting. This is how we approach expression of ideas creatively. And we always listen to the other person as much as possible, and, you know, with our heart, not just pretending, you know what I mean? Like, and just trying to really be genuine and respectful and considerate and compassionate. And that doesn't solve all the problems, but I mean, it's been working so far, so, you know.
Yeah. What was the first song you guys made together? What was it about?
First one we wrote together.
Yeah.
Would that be Follow Cat?
That's certainly, probably Follow Cat. That's not the first one we
Follow
finished.
Cat?
Follow Cat.
Follow
Yeah.
Cat.
It's not the first one we finished, but it's the first one we started writing together. Yeah.
And it was one of those nice organic things where we both had our guitars and we were just sort of sitting down, and I started doing dum 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 dum, and he started coming in with something. And my cat Luna walked by and said, "She's a little Follow Cat." And then we just started made up some lyrics on the spot. We hurried up and recorded it. I would definitely say that's one of the most important things that I've learned from Nate, is to just record it, no matter what you're doing. Even if you think it's something you've heard before, anytime any bit of music or lyrics, pops into your head, record it right away.
It's that moment,
Yeah.
because you lose it.
Before you forget it, yeah.
That's so true. That's good to have. Now, has there ever been any songs that you felt once you performed together that it was like you got it, like there was like that song that like connected with people and connected you guys connect with each other with?
More than one, I would say. I mean, each one's a process. You get better as you go along. And I feel like we just played a gig last night, and we were connecting with the people. And it was because we would work so hard for so long on these things, and it was just coming out the way we wanted it to. Right. but it wasn't effortless
Right.
because of all that time we put in.
Preparation.
But in terms of like, kind of like, even before all that, I mean, We Are the Strange Ones for sure. Probably Follow Cat, Bright Lights. Yeah,
Starlight Golf
it's definitely
Course.
happened. Yes.
Nice. So you guys perform Follow Cat.
Yeah.
Nice.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And your cat's name is Luna?
Yeah, she passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. In 2022, but we actually got some of her meows on the track
Oh yeah.
before she. Yeah, that summer when we recorded the song, he followed her around.
That's awesome. Have you guys heard that
Like-
TikTok where it was like, meow, meow? They made a beat.
I'm
The
sure,
cats? Yeah, there's so
yeah,
many
yeah.
different like iterations.
Right.
We just you can hear at the beginning of the track and a little bit at the end some of her mews, and so she, and it's dedicated to all the kitties everywhere, but she's especially honored in that one.
You guys were talking to me earlier about the way you handle your Twitch and your reward system. I would like to know a little bit more about that.
Sure. Yeah, so during the pandemic, all of our gigs had been canceled in March, March of 2020. We had a lot lined up that year, but it got canceled. And, we decided to, when we could, make the best of that year. We started recording, we got more recording equipment, we got more serious about that, but then we discovered Twitch, which was a gaming. Most people are doing, live streaming gaming on there. And there were some musicians, most of them EDM, but suddenly lots of live musicians went on to Twitch to earn their living, and we started performing. So, first it was just for 3 people, so you're live streaming. A lot of people were doing Facebook Live for a few months, but that petered off. And we just kept getting more followers and more subscribers. And the cool thing about it is they're all over the world. So we've made even friends with some of them. Some of them have come to visit and guest star on our stream from Canada and Pennsylvania. One of our moderators on our Twitch channel was a dear person, a huge fan, is in New Zealand. We never met her, but in real life. But so, there's people you're connecting with in the UK and on all over. So we just kept doing it. And it kept growing.
And what kind of, because I understand it's just the camera and you, right? So like, do you set up a background of any sort? You put lights in the mix? Like, what do you guys do? Or it's just like...
We have a changeable background. We have hundreds of different curtains, and some of them have sequins, and we change it for every stream. We have lights that we rotate. And viewers can do channel rewards. When they clap, the little animations go across the screen. They can, and the more you watch, you can earn channel points. So if you cash in 2,000 channel points, we are not allowed to talk for 2 minutes. We have to sing everything we would say for 2 minutes.
Really?
That's just one of them.
Okay.
Sometimes a lot of them they'll ask us to do an
challenge.
impression, and
You guys do impressions?
yeah, we end up doing strange impressions because I come from a theater background. Nate's very creative, and he's got a wonderful trained voice. So
Can you do Joe Pesci?
Oh sure. Okay. So like. Wait. Hold on. Like, funny how? Like, funny like I'm a clown? Like I'm here for you? Like.
Oh shit! All right, hold on.
I'm just gonna do the good feathers. That's not even Joe Pesci. That's a Joe Pesci
Oh, the
impression.
Goodfeathers is even a deeper cut because that's Animaniacs. But
All right, how about Jim Carrey?
Well, now see, there's a problem with it's very hard. You can go from Jim Carrey to Ryan Reynolds a little too quickly.
well, Jim Carrey, you kind of have to dig into the.
You gotta get your face
Okay.
very animated.
Shall we go to jail now?
Chris Rock.
Oh, I'll let you do Chris Rock.
That's a first. I'll just do one of Chris Rock's looks.
How about this one? Women like men who are in relationships.
Oh shit, that's pretty fucking good. Oh shit, that's fucking hilarious. And I know you guys want to perform, right? You guys down to perform?
Yeah,
Is it
absolutely.
too early?
No,
You
let's
guys
do
down?
it. Let's do it.
All right. So yeah, we got the Repressions here about to perform Follow Cat.
Follow, 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 follow me. Follow cat. Will you follow? Will you follow? Why you follow? When you follow? Why you follow? Will you follow me? Follow, 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 follow me. Follow cat. Little sweetest cat, tiny dearest cat, calling proudly through the leaves. Follow, follow to the leaves, leading leaders cannot leave. Follow, 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 follow me. Follow cat. You're a follow cat, be a follow cat. Find a leader cat, you'll be safe at that. You'll be loved at that, leading to your match. Little follow cat, little follow cat. Will you follow me? Follow, 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 follow.
Wow. That was amazing. That was awesome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. Oh man, I'm a follow cat.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You get on the train.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
really beautiful. I love how you guys harmonize together. Like, that's awesome. And it all was inspired because of Luna,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Shout out Luna.
Shout out there, man.
Wow. What's your dream situation together, where you would like to take your music?
Wow. That's a bit. It's a broad question.
Yeah, dream situation.
First of all, space, recording studio, art studio. We're also visual artists. Like space, freedom. You can be as loud as you want any time of the day or night. Good equipment, to record with. Basically, just having the resources to do as much as we really want to do. Because we're working musicians. And we have a studio in our apartment, a music studio. We have an art studio. We're making do with what we have, and we're doing the most we can with that.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. And upgrade.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a big part of it.
That's good. It's good to have that in you, right? You don't want to just stay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always building. Yeah.
We're really grateful for what we have, and we created it in an apartment. One day we could maybe do it in a house, or I mean, big dreams would be to take one of those big empty spaces on Steinway, and have a place for a story of music, like a true venue,
A real
devoted,
venue, right.
And a little apartment for Miguel Hernandez, the head of Astoria Music Collective, in the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, not
Because
a little one, a big one.
You're right.
Big
No,
one
but he runs all the shows in our neighborhood.
Okay.
But I would love to have an art space, for musicians in our neighborhood. And we play everywhere, but our heart is here a lot too. And it would just another space to give back. If we were ever in a position where we could. Add more people to our record label and feature people and, artists lifting each other up. That's definitely something we believe in.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you're doing.
Yeah,
So,
look,
yeah.
for me, I feel like there's power in the conversation.
Sure.
You know, we learn from each other. I'm never one to think that I can't learn from someone. You know, it's something that I know guides life itself. What I feel is that I'm not gonna have anybody here though. I'm not gonna have just anybody here. Like I need to have a sense of that I could already communicate with them, and from there, then I feel like the conversation is worth having, because sometimes you just don't gel with everybody.
Sure.
So like, I'm not trying to force anything. You know, it's like where God intended the time for it to be it, then that's the time for it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not anyone to force anything upon anyone. You're here on your own measure. I'm here
Oh,
because
of
I wanted
course.
to be.
Well,
you know
that's
what
why
I mean?
we're
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Mhm.
And that's the beauty of it. You know, like I know some people like they they don't even necessarily have people that they want on. They want to like pay. They want them to pay to be on their service. And it's like I get that too, but it's like I don't know. That also cuts out the genuine connections that you would like to make within your own life. And for me, I'm not doing this for the views or the clicks. I'm doing it for the conversation. That's why it always reverts back to that.
Oh.
You know, I know that in time everything will come, but for now we just gotta talk.
Right. Yeah, and listening is such a big part of I mean, we both agreed, learning. We're always learning. We're always changing and growing from, more so from listening than speaking.
Yeah. But hey, is there any place that you two want to go to perform and haven't yet? Obviously, there's so many places in the world, and is there a particular place that you're like, oh, this is the spot we want to go, or a festival we want to
Right.
present, or you know?
Oh, I hadn't even thought about festivals.
Yeah. I mean, it's been an adventure, and we kind of take things as they come. We played Rockwood Music Hall last month, and that was wonderful.
Oh, it was great.
I mean, places like Carnegie Hall are just, for me, it's about the acoustics. Just because I studied theater, and I did theater for a long time, and I love being on a big stage where you don't need more. It was designed before mics, you know, so the actual proscenium arch and the stage itself.
Purposeful.
I'd like to
Right.
be, I love being in those big spaces. I mean, you played in the Central Park Band Shell,
Yeah.
those kind of
It's
places.
like a big speaker right behind you,
Yeah.
blasting out whatever it is you're doing.
So, just cool acoustics are important, and yeah, bigger spaces. Just to reach out to more people, to get the music out there to people is part of our dream. But,
Yeah, I don't know if we're necessarily heading to the Garden or anything like that, but we're not really. I don't see us being arena rock people.
Yeah.
But I mean,
but theatrical or
what about what if we just said something crazy like Stonehenge
yes
or something?
No,
like that?
I mean there's no acoustics there, but like strange
Well, I'd love
places
to
in
perform at
nature
Stonehenge.
and
That's definitely our vibe.
old
Like kind of
theaters.
mystical nature kind of stuff.
Get the fog machine ready.
Yeah.
Well, I get some natural
It's a real-
fog.
yeah.
Oh yeah, because you natural fog. You gotta go early then.
Right.
No, Stonehenge, that's a good one.
Right.
That's cool. And within the whole time that you've been together and creating music, what would you say is your most treasured song?
It's a good question.
Both of you are like, ooh, this is our
Yeah.
jam. This is our like.
I mean, definitely one of, if not the most. And we might end up saying different things. I don't think we will. I would say Bright Lights,
Bright Lights, yeah, I was
is
gonna say
probably
that too.
number one. Because that's kind of like, that's about us. It's about a day we had together. It's about love. It's about, venturing forward into the unknown. It's about the wildness of passion and it's got a lot going on. So I would probably say Bright Lights if I had to pick one.
Nice.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean,
When-
it's also got some of sort of nature versus technology. It was a night. We ended up in Times Square around 2 a.m. and it was actually pretty empty. But it was but it was obviously extremely bright, and it was raining. It had all the movie trappings, and so romantic. But yeah, and not that within the next 8 hours or so, some of the word and the melody came right into my head, and I recorded it while I was walking outside, and that is it's complicated because it's a big song, and the final recording is going to have chorus at the end and violin.
Wow.
And things. We're actually in the mixing, mastering it right now. It's we're hoping to release it midnight New Year's Eve.
You guys also play violin?
No,
That's what
we
you're
actually
using
have
Probably gonna try and get
our friend
somebody else to do it.
David is going to be the violinist on
Nice.
that one.
What
We're
DAW do you
sourcing that.
use?
I'm working with Pro Tools right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it's okay.
All right, that's just the best one.
I mean, it has its ups and downs in my opinion. I'm considering switching to Reaper.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I just feel like there's less restrictions. Pro Tools, because I'm not paying for the full version.
Okay.
So the one I have, and I can't really afford that right now.
It's expensive.
So like the one and Reaper is affordable, and you can put any plugin on there.
Nice. I have Logic.
Yeah, sure.
Logic's
Yeah, Logic's good. That's the Mac one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So Reaper is just like, you pay it's a one-time payment, and you can just do whatever you want. They just say, here you go. So, I'll have to relearn a lot of stuff, but in the long term, I think it's probably going to be a better fit.
Worth it.
Yeah, I like Pro Tools. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it's good to
but-
learn on.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, it's great, but it's just you can't own it anymore.
No,
5 or
you
10
gotta
years
keep
ago,
paying a
you could
monthly
buy the
subscription.
software, but now you just have to rent it
Yeah.
yearly or monthly,
Right.
and like so many things now, and that's kind of frustrating. So we like to support the open source stuff when we can.
Right. Definitely. What do you think is the direction of the music industry control over it all?
Oh yeah, we've got lots to say.
Well, I think it's a wonderful time to be an independent artist because you can take matters into your own hands, develop your own channel. It's not to say it's easy. It's not to say it's for everybody. But you, more so than ever before, the path is there for you to do it yourself. And the music industry is like, I feel like they don't really get it. They're kind of a few steps behind, a decade or two behind the independent creators because they just don't really understand it. They're trying to capitalize on big name acts and stuff and like sticking that under your nose. And I feel like more so than ever before via TikTok, even more so maybe even than YouTube now, like people are just being exposed to new music from independent creators who personally posted stuff themselves, and that's going viral. That's getting millions of views and listens and stuff. I mean, I use Spotify to listen to music because it's so convenient, but I think they're pretty much evil because they don't pay the artist.
That's
anything.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah. And
it's like cents.
they're like the Starbucks of big music apps. Like Starbucks is like they don't like they're like the only reason I make that comparison is because they undervalue the people who make their platform valuable, and in Starbucks' case it's their workers who obviously they don't value because they don't let them unionize, and on Spotify's case it's the artists because artists are contributing to your platform. They're almost certainly paying it for it to listen to,
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know, like I said, I'm doing that because it's so convenient, but
It's where people listen to music.
right.
So I've had that thought too. It's a frustrating thought.
And we are on Spotify.
Yeah, no,
so-
bro, me too. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on all the streaming platforms. It's
right.
like, and that's what you want to do, so you can get engagement,
Yeah.
right, with people, and if they are using those streaming services. But it is insane, the level of, or the difference rather, that how the artists used to make money before and how they make money now is tremendously different.
I know.
I feel like it's almost like they made more money then, almost in terms of just like plays and streaming and like. But who am I to say that? I'm not sure. And I think us as people in humanity, whether you're an artist, whether you're an engineer, a doctor, whatever you are in life, you're faced with the challenges of the present time.
Yep.
And we're all out of control out of that. And I think that is also why we admire such artists that are able to pass through it all and continue
Absolutely.
forward, because it's that will to keep going. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's knowing that it will be a better day, right?
And you look at them and you try and figure out, what did you do? How did you do that? You know?
It's true. So people get lucky. Lucky timing, you know?
Luck's always a part of it.
Right? What do you think luck is?
I think there's everything that you can do, and I'll leave you space to answer this too, because it sounds like a fun question. There's everything that you can do to better your odds, and that's a lot of stuff. Like, you should definitely bring your best. Like, you know, bring your A game, do everything you can to increase your chances of success, whatever that means. And then luck's whatever is left, you know. It might be a good day, it might be a not good day, you know. You might meet somebody, you might miss them by a few seconds, you know. The other day, I saw a $100 bill on the ground, and somebody else picked it up a second before I could get to it, you know. And I'm still like cringing about that. But that's luck, you know.
Yeah.
There was no way I could have made that different, you know. That's just luck.
That's funny, man.
No, what do you? I want to give you space for that one too.
Well, I'm constant and consistent work, the boring parts, you know, the practice and preparation that nobody sees,
Right, the back end.
is, you know, that's why I think artists actually are, you know, are more hardworking than so many people give them credit for, because we're self-motivated. No one is coming and telling you at 10 a.m. you have to practice. You have to do your vocals. You have to do your piano. You have to do your guitar, you know, or you have to do your promotion. You have to make your posters. Well, it's all self-motivated. So it's hours and hours and days and months of practice and preparation. But then you have to self-motivate to consistently put yourself out there, you know, and that can mean playing some big stage. It can also mean busking. It can mean putting TikToks and YouTube and going to open mics just to connect with people,
Yep.
you know, and we try to do all of those things all of the time. And you may not always feel like it, but so much magic has happened because of that, you know. So many times you take a gig that seems last minute, you didn't have time to promote it. You know, that happened on Friday. There was a cancellation at Espresso 77.
Both of the games.
Yeah, and the owner, you know, asked if we could fill in, and you know, we only had 2 days to invite people, but they had a bit of a built-in crowd. You know, they asked us to play like an hour over our set time because they loved it, and you just never know where that little magic can happen. You know, an open mic. I mean, that's where we met. If I hadn't gone to that open mic
where
that night, if
me
he
too.
hadn't been at the open mic, if we hadn't seen you at your show, so if you feel discouraged, that's normal. But if you keep going anyway, push through the discouragement and put yourself out there and keep doing it, you know, the luck will follow, because it's just an adventure. That's different than privilege, you know, but it's making your own luck, you know, that.
Well, shout out Larry Left. He was the one that set up that show, and that's where we met at Shillelagh's. But you're right. You know, people. What's that about?
2 hours.
Oh, Larry. Oh, nice. I like that.
Larry Left.
That's cool. But yeah, it's the back end work is crazy. Like, you know, right now I'm putting together a show. It's gonna be on November 2nd at Astoria's Secret, and like what? if I could tell you all the shit that I already went through with
Right.
with the artists and just the people that are gonna be a part of it or are gonna like.
I can imagine.
There's so many perspectives to it, you know. Like, as much as artists, you know, some would say that they are self-motivating and stuff like that, right? But from my experience, and this is not my first rodeo. I've had other shows, you know what I mean? Like, from my experience, not every artist is as dedicated
Right.
or really motivated as they say they are.
Mm-hmm.
And not see the bigger picture or are appreciative towards the ones that are doing and putting the effort to make it possible for them. So it's very, very interesting, and you know, I get frustrated and I say it how it is, and I'm gonna tell you like if I feel a certain way, I'm gonna just tell you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. I'm just gonna tell you how I feel, and if there's a problem, there's a conflict, I see where we stand and I can move forward.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's just what it is, and
No,
you
you
know,
gotta be clear.
yeah. As you grow up, well, as I grow up, I start to see more and more just blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and,
sure.
and it's just like, okay, all right, that's cool. You know, if you want to live that life, I don't. I want to have potency behind my words. I want to create actions with my words. I want to be able to connect with people that do the same. You know, and that's where I'm at in my mind right now because of these certain situations, and what you're bringing up, it also brings up this notion of what I'm dealing with, you know, and it gives me more of an understanding of that. You just gotta move forward.
Yeah, always.
We briefly, well, for about the first half of this year, we hosted a songwriter showcase at the Organic Grill, which is a wonderful vegan restaurant in the West Village. We love it. We're playing there next Friday. We just play there regularly now, and we'll, we'll ask an opening act. But when we were trying to book 5 acts at a time, even wonderful people, but we wanted to get, it was just organizing that was madness. People would cancel after you'd already made the posters and promoted them. And,
Right.
it's so much work. It's
Right.
hard enough just to,
And it's almost
get
as
an
if
opener.
they treat it as a doctor's appointment that they just
Yeah. Oh, I'm not
That's an
coming
interesting
today.
way.
It's
That's
okay.
that's
You
a
know
good
what
way
I'm
to put
saying?
it. And I'm
Like-
like, this is our job. What are you doing?
No,
We're
there's
musicians.
gotta be
You show up.
consistency in this
You commit.
in this industry, if you want to call it an industry. I don't like that word, but it
Right.
it is what it
This
is.
game.
This game. Anybody who knows anything knows that consistency and dependability are very valuable.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that literally, and I did a post today with the interview that I did with Jesse Strange. Shout out Jesse Strange. And I got it from somewhere else. I forgot where I read it or saw it from. But consistency to see my capacity. You know?
Yep.
Because it's like, how else?
How's anybody going to get to know you if you don't show up, present yourself consistently?
Right.
This
Be
is me.
prepared,
This is what
right.
I'm bringing. You can depend on that. You know,
Right.
rely on that. I'm going to be, showing up. I'm saying I mean us. But this is what you get with the Repressions.
Right.
Not only will you get great music, but you will get 2 people who are interested in you and interested in other artists and interested in teamwork and interested in future gigs. The future. We're thinking about the future. We're not just today. That's valuable. That's saving everybody time and money. It's making people money in a lot of cases because you're not wasting time doing stuff that is not necessary to do. Just you get people lined up for a show, just to bring it back to reality, and you feature them and they show up and they're coming correct. They're not all disheveled and forgetting their words to their own songs. Anyway, I feel like I'm blabbing now.
No, I get you, man. It's like, if you want to do this, then be about it, right?
Right.
And just stick to your word. Your word is so everything. you know. And once you just figure, you know, for me anyway, like
No, that's
once you fizzle out your word, it's like,
No.
hey, I had a lot of things going on right before I started this podcast. I told you guys like, hey, can I just get a second? Because I'm
Sure.
dealing with a lot of
Sure,
things,
sure.
and like I appreciate you guys gave me that second. But it's just like, either way, if I'm dealing with a lot of things, I'm doing this podcast with you guys. I gave you guys my word. We scheduled the time. You guys came on time. Everything was set. Nothing was gonna stop that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you giving me your time as well.
We appreciate you.
No, we
Yeah.
definitely do.
I have these questions that I ask people sometimes, and it's pretty cool. You know, I don't say it to everybody, but I think you guys will give me some interesting questions.
Okay.
Interesting answers. What is your favorite color?
I think we're wearing them.
Yeah.
Your favorite color is purple. Your favorite
Yeah,
color is green.
yeah.
That's right.
Okay, why is your favorite color purple?
Because my favorite Ninja Turtle was Donatello.
Is that it? Is that
That's
the only
it.
reason?
That's
All right, cool. Well, I agree.
Yeah, for me, I think always those connections to nature.
Okay, all right, nice. What is your favorite animal?
Oh, well, I was born in the year of the tiger, 86. So tiger's always been my favorite.
Okay, how come?
I don't know. As soon as I could understand, like, my parents said, oh, you were born in the year of the tiger. Isn't that neat? And I was like, yeah, love it. You know, I'm all about that. So.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I love all animals, genuinely. I even think buffalo are cute, you know, bats.
What was the first thing you said?
Buffalo are cute.
Oh, okay.
I think
Buffalo
all
are
animals
really
are
cute.
really, really wonderful and amazing. I'm in awe of them. But as far as just a connection of who I spent the most time with, that would probably be cats.
Cats. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So why cats though? Because you spent all that time. And
Yeah, I
connected
think,
with them?
you know, rescuing them as a young kid, and then when I was a grown up, being able to actually do rescues for feral cats and rehome them
Yeah.
and things like that, and just having so many of them in my house, I would, you know, my sister and I would rescue them and foster them, and sometimes they just never left, you know. So, you know, every morning there's a kitty in my face
Okay.
somewhere.
I got you. And the next question. So imagine yourself at a beach. What's the first thing you do?
Oh, I draw. Well, maybe the first thing is probably just breathe it in, actually, just that wonderful scent of the ocean and the air there, because that's like nowhere else. But I'm more of a, you know, sit and observe and maybe draw a picture of it than dive into the ocean person. What about you?
Yeah, first thing I do, I'm definitely going swimming, but that's not the first thing. The first thing, I'm going to walk around, I'm going to take it in, I'm going to listen to the waves and smell the surf and just feel like connected with that.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna go into the
situation.
water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then maybe, you know, jump in, swim
Yeah.
around,
All right,
do whatever,
cool.
you know.
Yeah. Are you gonna go into the water at all?
No, I like to stand at the shore and kind of let the waves, you know, hit and then run back a little
Okay.
bit and see how much I can stand.
I got you.
She's making sure I don't go out too far.
And that too.
That's funny. Okay. The next question. So, and the last question. So, imagine yourself in an all-white room, right? And you could have whatever you'd like inside the room, but everything is white. How do you feel inside the room?
I mean, I'd be pretty at peace. That's how we decorated our bedroom. We painted found furniture, we painted it all white. We hung a white canopy from the ceiling, we got white lights. And so it's pretty peaceful to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm free to leave the room, right?
Yeah, no, here comes
There's
the
only
anxiety.
a few people that's asked this question. I swear, like I never said
Right.
you're locked inside the room. I never said it. It's just a question.
I just wanna make sure.
No, I know, but there's always one of you. I have to point it out.
Right.
It's jokes. But all right, yes, you can. But you're inside
Yeah.
this room, right?
If
You're
it's
in
a
the
nice,
hallway room.
it's a nice room, and there are things in it that I like. Then yeah, peaceful, calm. I like it.
Okay, cool. So the first question, right, was about the color, right? You chose purple, you chose green, you chose purple from Donatello, an old childhood memory that you had. You chose green because of nature, right? So the color represents how you look at yourself. You know, you, I would say, you tie into your childhood and you keep it strong. You keep that child alive. You know what I mean? I respect
very
it.
true.
I feel like that's what keeps you living longer, in my opinion. And you with nature. You know what I mean? You understand the world around you and how you are within nature, and nature is present within you. The next question, the animal represents how other people look at you. So, like, you know, some would say you're a tiger, but not necessarily that. I would also bring it back to the whole childhood memory thing, because you said it was with your father that gave you that,
For sure.
and saying that, you know, it's the year of the tiger. So you have, I would say, deep roots to your childhood and deep roots to, like, your family, and you probably, you know, keep that very cherished.
It's all true.
And you know, people might look at you as a cat, you know, you know, people might look at you as many different animals, right? But, like, people that know you as a cat, you know, that you could be wild, feral, but you could be taken care of, and, like, maybe you don't want to leave, you know what I mean? It's like, and all these things. And the beach represents how quick you are to jump into things. So since the both of you would like to just take it all in first before going in, he's actually going to go in further. You're going to take it a little bit far, watch him, maybe see if he's okay, and tell him to come back, just in case if he went too far. And the last question, the white room, basically just represents how you feel about your life at times. So, you know, you're good if you know you have an out.
I'm checking the door.
Yeah, you're good if you know you have an out. And you can find peace in it, because you compared it to your bedroom. You know, you could find peace in life. So maybe you find it easier to be more comfortable in situations. And yeah, those are the questions.
Cool.
Yeah, you guys enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. Do you guys have any questions for me?
Oh, I did want to know about this giraffe. You said you had some more to tell about that.
Oh, well,
Hope.
yeah, Esperanza.
Esperanza.
So, Esperanza I got when I used to work for UPS. I was making a delivery at Bloomingdale's, or a drop off, I forgot. And I'm doing that, I noticed that this giraffe, it wasn't painted, right? It's like pink, all of it. It was being thrown out. And I'm like, you guys gonna throw this out? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, can I have it? And they're like, yeah.
Sure,
and then I took it within 2 days. The first day I took the head. Second day I took the body. And when I took the body, I went viral for it, because someone recorded me, like, putting it into the train, and then they put it on, Subway
York,
features.
right.
And then that was some funny shit. But then someone hacked my Instagram, and I lost all that traction. It was like some bullshit, right? But anyway, I decided to paint Esperanza this way, and I just I also used her to go into the city and promote my album called New Grounds.
Yep.
And that way, I just kept using Esperanza, having hope, using hope.
She's a beautiful creature.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Thank you.
That's a great story.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Well, so where can the people find you guys?
Okay. Well, Spotify, Amazon Music, iTunes, Twitch twice a week. We play live all over New York City.
The _Repressions, or just the Repressions? On
Instagram,
Twitch.
TikTok, and it's always the Repressions. On Twitch, it's the _Repressions.
Right.
But I'd say, you know, our SEO is actually pretty strong. If you just Google the Repressions, we take up the whole first page. We're on Mastodon, Blue Sky, Lemmy, all the open source, everything, because we just want to make sure we're out there, we're reaching people, you know. And it's just about getting the music out there to the people that connect with it, because the more of them we can find, you know, when they connect with it, they really like it, and that's really the goal, and we're really happy to do that.
So yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys.
thank
It's a
you
pleasure.
so much.
It's the conversation. Yeah. Take your mind different places. Now you know. So yeah.